connection. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. This is going to be a rough stream connection-wise. I apologize. I apologize for that. But we're going to work. We're going to do our best. And try to work with what we got here. We don't have good service out here. Even with my cell phone booster, I couldn't even imagine imagine not having the cell phone booster, how bad the connection would be. But even with the booster, it's bad out here. It looks like I finally have connection. Just abysmal service out here, guys. Just bad, abysmal trash. Trash. Just trash service out here. The service is very rough. Try to make it work here, guys. Try to make it work. But man, that service is just, it's rough. All right, so we're near we're on I-94 in eastern Montana. Where
261.
Gosh dang it, we lost service again. Sometimes I love to stream, man. But right now we're looking east. The storms are off to the west. Oh, come on. I'm going to get you guys on a good storm. Just trust. You got to trust the process here. It's all about trusting the process here. Trust the process. You got to trust the process. I know we're not going to have, I'm going to look at the chat here. I don't know how many people are going to watch it. What's up, guys? How's it going, everybody? Freddie sent you. Happy chasing. Thanks a lot if you're coming in from Freddie's stream. I really appreciate that. Starlink Mobile. Yeah, Danny, I need to get Starlink. I just don't. Right now, it's just not in my budget to do. Maybe at this time next year, it's going to be something that could be in my budget, and I can look into that next year. But as of right now, it's not in my budget, and to be honest with you, I don't need it enough. Like this is one of the scenarios where I would need Starlink, but 9 out of 10 storm chases, I really don't need Starlink. So there's a few that I do, but most of the time I don't need it. But of course, Montana, obviously, well, that's obviously different. In the middle of nowhere in Montana, especially this part of Montana has really bad service, and some of it also depends on if you're AT&T or Verizon, because I've driven through Montana before and it actually had much better service than this driving through Montana. So it also could depend. I drove through the northern part of Montana along a river, and I actually had very nice service. So part of it does depend on where you are, of course. But yeah, Starlink is something that I'm going to get. Yeah, guys. There's usually Montana doesn't get tornadoes. That's true. Tornadoes in Montana, not common. Big hail, they got a lot of that. Big time wind, lightning, they got a lot of that. So, but oh gosh, our storm is weakening. No way this storm is weakening now. There's no way I'm going to try to reposition out of this thing and the tops are just falling down. the storm to the south, and it looks like it's kind of just struggling to maintain its strength. Yeah.
Use the right lane to take.
I don't think it's cooked. I just don't think it's like getting really much stronger, you know? Your Starlink got cooked?
Yeah, my Starlink's just died. But I think
take the exit.
play is that one to the south. I think the south is the better play.
Well, I know it is the better play.
Turn right onto secondary highway 261 toward Livox, then take the first left
I'm
onto
thinking that
2nd
it's
Avenue
struggling on
Northwest.
its own right now, but it probably has some nice structure on it. And I think for any tornado threat or like good supercell, if it wants to be a really good supercell, I think it's going to need something to like push it a little bit.
You know what I think could happen though is when that cell, I think it's kind of coming down. It might even kind of link up with it.
That's kind of my thought. That's kind of my thought. Oh, roadway in. That's where.
Turn left onto 2nd Avenue Northwest, then turn right onto Whippo Street North.
Scale interaction there is that big one.
Well, that's what I was kind of banking on here, but yeah, I just think it's hilarious how we're sitting in Baker. We have no idea what to do, you know. We're sitting in Baker.
Turn right onto Whippo Street North.
No idea what to do. We come all the way up here. It looks good for 30.
The tasty's popping right now.
I told you. Oh, yeah.
For about 45
I did say when
miles,
we were coming
continue
up here, I
straight.
did say watch that one to the south. I kind of like it. So.
Well, I liked it too, but it just looked too small.
No, yeah. No, we made the right move going north. I mean, that north one looked great, and that south one looked too small. So, yeah, it was the right move.
I wish we could have just maybe gotten, like, on a little better. Roads kind of cooked this, but that was a nice storm, though. And who knows, it could have dropped at some point.
I think it could have had a tornado easily. They never warned it, but, like, just looking at velocity and its structure, I mean, if that dropped a tornado, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
A couple times it tried to do something, but and then we were running away from it, so I never got a good view of it. I never got a very solid view for more than 15 minutes. So
Yeah, there was a nice, like, clear slot, big RFP surge, so it wouldn't shock me if it dropped. Like, maybe right before, like, we were able to get a good view. Even when we were watching it, we couldn't really see under the wall cloud very well.
no, we couldn't see. I almost wonder if like 10 minutes before we got on it, it dropped something. But there was a chaser over there, so I mean, I think there was one.
Maybe they saw something.
Yeah, 44 miles from Baker, not bad. This other storm to our south is not really moving.
It's barely even gone anywhere. It's still there. Like,
No, which is not really supposed to happen. It's honestly supposed to move pretty quick. So
Yeah.
I
say though the reason it's not moving super quick though is because like maybe it's struggling a little bit and it might even be getting kind of pulled into that storm to the north that's coming down.
the one issue is if it's just depending on where it is, we might not even be able to get to that. To be honest with you,
Well, it might be like a ranch road somewhere.
that we could, yeah, another one of those ranch roads. Right, it's moving.
Yeah, maybe we can find like another one of those. What was the other one called? Bad Route Road or something?
Bad route. Yeah, bad route road.
Bad Route Road. We should have known, man. We should have freaking known.
Well, we didn't even. I don't even think we got onto bad route road. I think we were a little bit to the north of that.
I kind of wanted to go on it just because I thought it was funny, but.
Dude, with the way that hail core is looking and how wet it was going to be if we went on that road, I think we would have got stuck.
Yeah, we would have been actually spending the night there.
I think we either would have got stuck or we would have got our windshields blown out, and then, yeah, it just would have been a disaster. Yeah, we might have been spending the night. I have extra pillows and stuff, so we would have been all right.
Yeah, then I'm not too worried about it as long as you got extra pillows.
I wonder what, yeah.
We can leave the seats back here and pretty comfortable car, honestly.
I wonder where we try to stay tonight. I don't know.
I'm trying to figure that out. My mom looked at Alvin for a hotel. The Subaru was $140.
Dude, that's ridiculous.
Now, yeah, like I said no to that. I'm like, I'm not doing that, you know. So,
I bet Baker has maybe something.
yeah, I was thinking maybe Baker would have something. So,
It might be one of those where we can't book it online. We'd have to just go up there to the hotel office and see what they have. Or you got Baker, or maybe if.
Maybe check Baker out. Maybe there's like a motel over there to get hit up or something.
But I agree. Or if not, you know, I'm fine with just crashing in my car. So I don't really care either way. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna try to find a hotel tonight for sure. But you know, if everything's cooked, there's nothing we can do.
Dude, the problem is, it's just if you get down towards Bella Forge or Spearfish, if you wanted to go down, it's just so expensive.
Yeah, but it's crazy expensive down in Rapid City too.
Yeah, grab it.
Just coming up too. I bet all the hotels are just cooked. Everything's cooked, bro. Everything's cooked out here.
I think we're.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just get.
Get back to the stream here, but
Yeah, I'm gonna get south of Baker and just find a ranch road or something and just see how it goes. But I don't even know if I'm gonna have service, so the stream. But we'll see.
yeah, we'll be connected to Starlink maybe a little bit back here.
Okay. All right. Well, no, I'll talk to you later. But that's what I'm doing. So south of Baker and then see what happens.
Yeah, that's my plan unless something changes. I don't know what else I can do.
I don't know what else is gonna happen. This all just goes into a line, and eventually we just get the wind back, no matter what.
We'll see
So.
what happens.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you.
Baker.
Yeah. See you, man.
All right, see you, bro.
Alright guys, I'm headed down to Baker, Montana to just kind of reassess stuff, and I'm probably going to top off on gas, maybe take a quick bathroom break, but I won't stop in Baker for more than 5 minutes. But that's kind of where we're headed. What is that on the horizon? What is that? There's a structure there on the left. I don't even know if you guys can see it. Is that some farm equipment right there? It looks, yeah. It's like a combine of sorts. There's a little farmhouse right here. Guys, I am exhausted. I did wake up at 5. Honestly, I woke up at like 4:30, and I left by 4:45 this morning to get up here. So I left very, very early to get up here. I didn't leave from Joplin. I went ahead and drove to Omaha. Drove to Omaha last night, slept for a little bit, and then I drove the rest of the way up here, which was probably about 10 hours. 10 hours or so, so it wasn't bad. I don't mind doing those long drives at all. Yeah, but chat, I do need to get Starlink. That's right. And at some point I will, but There was a chase also in Nebraska. I think a majority of the chasers played the Nebraska play today, which might have been smarter. Check Trevaga. Yeah, I don't know what I'll do. I don't know. I really probably, I could split with Freddie and pay like $70 for a Super 8. I don't know, man. I don't know if Super 8's worth $70. Really unwatchable. I know the stream is unwatchable, but I'm sorry. So far away from the radar here. We're like literally like hundreds of, like 150 miles from this radar here. You could actually see the storm way off into the distance. Yeah, but the surface is very sketchy. So I'm thinking tomorrow we plan on going down towards Pierre, South Dakota, kind of towards the south central part of South Dakota, for kind of like the riskier high ceiling play. Like it might fire, it might not fire. But if I wake up in the morning and it just does not look like stuff is gonna fire, then I'm going to play the Montana play. I think we'll get another Montana ripper now. I don't think tornadoes are really a big threat for tomorrow, but big hail and big storm structure could be. So I think we might have to go for another Montana ripper, and it might be the same the next day. So we'll just have to see, y'all. We'll just have to see what things are looking like. But, so yeah, that's why tonight I'm not going to go far, because I could just end back. I just could end back up in Montana tomorrow. So I'm not going far no matter what. But I'm interested to see what the models look like tomorrow morning, because I really think, like, if everything kind of comes together the right way, I really think somewhere towards Pierre, central South Dakota, south central South Dakota, you could get a nice, could get a very nice storm. You also could get a nice storm over in this area. It's going to be moving 100, not going to be moving 100 miles an hour. That's exaggerating, but it's going to be moving 50 miles an hour, and it's probably going to pack, 70 mile an hour wind and 2-inch hail. So those upslope storms like to do the big wind and hail. They don't like to produce tornadoes up here as much. Now, once you get down into Colorado and maybe southeast Wyoming, you like to, in Nebraska Panhandle, you get more tornadoes. But once you get up into South Dakota, the high plains of South Dakota,
area ahead. Please proceed with caution.
And the high plains of North Dakota and Montana, it's just a lot. You just don't get as many tornadoes, because I think that the terrain. But, I mean, that's why. That's part of the reason why you don't see tornado up here in Montana. You just don't see as many. You just don't see as many tornadoes. Like, they happen. Yeah, you do get tornadoes up here in the high plains of Montana, but they just don't happen as much. Very rarely you'll get a really strong one, maybe two, but they're just not as common. You get more hail and wind up here. And like I said, I think part of that is because you struggle to get that deeper Gulf moisture up here. That deeper Gulf moisture, it can get here, especially in the middle to late summer. Like, of course, it's probably cold until April, and even when it gets warm up in these high plains, it does get very warm in the late. Down in Baker, Montana in the next 20 minutes or so. We'll be down in Baker, Montana in the next 20 minutes or so. Actually, probably more like 15. We'll be in Baker in about 15 minutes. Our service is still going to be off and on all the way down to Baker, but it should progressively get better, and it actually will be good in Baker. Our storm is warned for about ping pong balls, maybe a little smaller. I almost feel like it's a little bit bigger. I almost feel like it's more lines or something like that. Of the storm over there in the distance, you can see it. There's our base of our storm. It actually is very skinny, but I will say with some help, I think this storm has a shot, at least a shot at producing a tornado. Chat, there's our base right there in the distance. You can see it right there. See, that's our storm. This is going to be, regardless of if this storm produces tornadoes or not, it's going to be a nice structured storm. As long as the storm stays together, I guarantee it'll have some nice structure on it. It's to be determined if it'll have a tornado threat or not. I'd lean towards no. And you got to remember, like I said, we're in Montana. It's hard to get tornadoes in Montana. It is hard to get tornadoes in Montana. But that's going to be a gorgeous supercell. I can just already tell. Guys, I can already tell. It's going to be a gorgeous storm. Picking up strength just a little bit here. 35. I thought that was the speed limit.
Turn left onto South 1st Street West.
Sorry about the angle. Sorry about the camera angle, guys. There's our storm right there. Coming into Baker, Montana. Baker, Montana. Wow. Alright, guys. I'm going to top off on gas and I'm going to run in quick. And
Turn left onto South 3rd Street West.
I got to turn this thing off.
Turn left onto Montana Avenue West.
There's Freddie.
Turn left onto Montana Avenue.
There goes Eli sprinting in there. All right, guys, give me a minute. Dude, he just wanted to pull. I wasn't even speeding. Was I even speeding? I think so. He's chill. I'm sure if he really wanted to give me a ticket, he would have.
AA started going off, but then I didn't have time to like text, you know? By the time I started to pull my phone out, I saw flashing lights.
I think I was going 45. I don't think that. Freddie says there might be a pipe on the storm. I don't believe him, but we'll see. Hopefully I have everything. Yeah, guys, that cop flashed his lights at me. Started flashing his lights when I went by. He didn't pull me over. And I really... You know, I don't know if I was in a 35 or a 40 or a 45, but I was going 40. I might have been going 5 or 10 over. I was, you know, entering the town, and he flashes lights at me, and I pumped the brakes on, so I didn't get pulled over, luckily. I thought for a second I was cooked. I would have been kind of upset because I feel like that would kind of be a dumb way to get cooked by the cop, but... Dude, this storm looks nice. It does look nice. It's a nice storm. Like I said, regardless, man, like we're gonna get good structure. I'm gonna stay by Freddie. I think I'm gonna connect to Freddie's Starlink, and so I can run my stream a little better. I'm gonna connect Freddy's Starlink here. Once we get south of town, I'll get on Freddy's Starlink, and hopefully that'll hook me up with some better service here, but no promises, because even sometimes, of course, even sometimes the Starlink can, be a little unreliable. It just depends, really, it does. But all right, guys, let's see what the storm has in store for us. It's close enough to where I can see it, but in this town, it's tough to see. It's tough to see it in the town with all the trees and stuff like that, so it makes it not easy. Here we go. We can finally speed up here a little bit as we're heading out of town here and getting into some higher speed limits. We can speed up a little bit. Freddy's zooming. After seeing that cop flash his lights at me, I'm surprised Freddy's so gun-ho to go. That he's zooming. He's zooming. I'm not incriminating Freddy, don't worry, but he's going pretty quick there. Here we go. Speed limit back up to 70. There we go. That's what we want to see, guys. That's what we want to see. If I roll my window down and it gets loud in here, I sincerely do apologize, but yeah, this storm doesn't have a pipe on the backside. Freddy, what are you talking about? There's no pipe. Actually, it looks kind of rain-wrapped, which is not really kind of what I was anticipating. But looks a little bit grungy. It actually looks a little grungy, if anything. So. Oh, they took away the tornado possible tag. That's disappointing. Very disappointing for them to take that away. The radar coverage here is just absolutely atrocious. It's not good. He said look at velocity. It looked like there's a pipe on. I never saw anything of sorts. I don't know. We gotta get a little bit further south to get the best view of this thing. Talk about a radar hole right here. Talk about a radar hole. We probably have about, I want to say 2 hours of daylight left. We'll see. Maybe the sun might not go down for another hour and a half. Sun might go down. I wonder when the sun, okay, yeah. I wonder what the sunset at Baker is. Okay, I just looked at it. The sunset in Baker, Montana is 8:42. So we still have over an hour of sun. We still have over an hour before the sun actually sets, and then of course you have some light that lingers around even after the sun sets. But trying to catch up to Freddy here. He's going a little quicker than I am, but he's right up there at the top of the next hill. Yeah, there's our storm right there. The structure honestly doesn't look as good as whenever I came up on it 15 minutes ago. Now, I don't know if that's just because whenever I got closer it just didn't look as good, or if it's because it just actually isn't as good, or I don't know. Maybe it's still very good. Nebraska really went off with the structure, huh? We're about to go off with some crazy structure here. I don't know if it'll be like it was there or not, but We're gonna have the structure. We're gonna have crazy structure on this storm. As far as tornadoes go, we'll see. Like I said, guys, I lean tornadoes on this. We're gonna go about 6 more miles to the south, and then we're gonna turn onto a different road. And guys, once we get onto this other road, man, we're really gonna start making some ground up here onto this supercell. We can really make some ground up and get onto this guy. Could just be the classic Montana no-show. Huh, that could happen. It could very well happen. Dude, that's a terrible view. You guys are just seeing all the bugs on my windows. Oh, I should have wiped off my windows while I was at the gas station. Oh, I'll get you. The problem is I wiped them off. I've wiped off my windows 2 times today, but the problem is there's just a lot of bugs, so I wipe my windows off and they just get all splattered up again. But yeah, this storm has every indication of it being mainly just a hailer, guys. But we're still gonna watch it because it could produce a tornado, and I wouldn't be confident in it producing a tornado, but it's possible. And tornado or not, man, this thing is gonna have some awesome structure on it. I think that's the main thing I'd be excited for on this guy is the structure it's gonna have. The convective inhibition is really kind of starting to increase now. Convective inhibition is increasing now. And we're gonna have great, guys. Give me 4 minutes. We're gonna have a great view of this thing. But is kind of like and I'm not even connected anymore. And guys, especially when we get to the south of it, just a little bit. Just trust the process. Trust the process. All right, we're gonna turn up here in about half a mile, I think. I think this is the road me and Freddie were discussing here. You can see the structure there on the right side. You can see that supercell structure there on the right side. Have the phone panned over as much as I really can here. Is this the road Freddie? Freddie turned down. I think it is, so I'm gonna take a guess and say yes. Maybe not. He might have kept going actually, but let's see. We're gonna turn down this road here. View this thing just for a minute. I don't want to go far down this road because then, boom! There we go. Look at that supercell right there. The Montana slabber. No, Freddie didn't go down this road. Interesting. Alright, well, it's okay. We have service right here, at least for the time being. We have service. Oh, this is a very cold looking, nicely structured supercell that probably has some decent sized hail on it, maybe. You can hear the thunder rumbling there in the distance. Yeah, look at this thing. Look at that left edge right there. You can see some scud. You can see a little tail cloud there on the right. Some scud on the under the base trying to pop in there. Now, eventually, this storm is kind of moving more south. I believe this storm is moving a little bit more to the south than it is to the east. So, eventually, we're going to have to... Eventually, we're going to have to move a little bit farther to the south. But I'm going to map out some of my roads here just to kind of see. Guys, I should have a decent road network down here. You know what? It's actually not bad at all. As long as we stay close to this interstate, it's actually a very solid road network here. But this storm isn't that big. It's very small, but it's not teeny tiny. I mean, it's not big. It's not really big, but it's also not tiny. It's struggling. Here's what's happening here. It's really struggling to organize its low-level rotation. So it has a lot of mid-level rotation. It obviously has a tail cloud, and it's obviously spinning to a certain extent. But it just doesn't have a lot of low-level rotation. And obviously, you want to get a tornado, you got to have that low-level rotation. What's up, Garrett? How's it going? Clean your window. Guys, I don't know what to say. I've cleaned my window probably a few times today, and I've cleaned it a few times today, and there's a lot of bugs out here. There's not much else to say. I don't really know. But I'm gonna actually do kind of a quick clean on it. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I can clean it again. Man, this structure's gonna get... I feel like this structure is going to get better. I just have a feeling that it's going to get better. It's already good. I have a feeling it's going to get even better. Let's see, I got Rain-X and I got glass cleaner. I should probably put... I'll do some... Rain-X will probably get the bugs off too as well. So we'll probably get some Rain-X on there. But yeah, this structure is going to get pretty nice here. So let's see. I like my zoom. It's actually starting to get some nice scud under the base now. But I think that we probably in a minute here, I don't want to leave because we have good service, but I think probably in a minute here, maybe we dive just a little bit to the south. And then, what's up, Thomas? How's it going? Morgan, how's it going? Gabriella, what's up? Morgan Freeman says, beautiful structure. It looks fine. Don't clean it. Well, it did need cleaned. It did need cleaned. They were right. I needed to clean it. So, as long as we don't get too many mid-level clouds to affect our view of this, I think we're going to have some nice structure. We don't really have that great of, you know what? We really don't have that great of a sun angle on this thing. It's kind of just dreary and gray, and I'd love to see a nice sun angle on here. But thank you guys for tuning in. It's been service-wise, it's been a rough time out here trying to get service. It's not been fun. It's not been fun trying to get service out here, but we're working with what we have and trying our best here. And for now, I think I just sit here for the time being. I don't think I move. one way or another. I think I sit here and we watch this thing and see what happens. It's getting a little bit more rain wrap there. It's getting a little bit more rain wrap there on that northern flank of the storm. It's kind of hard to tell too what the storm is doing if you want to like use radar, because, well, the radar is so far away. It's very hard to tell. There's a lot of movement with that scud on the bottom of that storm. But we finally, guys, I told you guys, trust the process. We get a nice supercell, and this is what happened. We did get a nice supercell. We have a nice rotating storm here. Yeah, we probably would. The structure's actually getting a little bit worse just because you just have mid-level clouds and rain. You have a lot of rain over here, and then you have a lot of mid-level clouds. So, and that sun angle isn't great. So, this time of year, the sun is in the northern part of the sky, so the storm is kind of toward north, so it's kind of blocking the sun angle. But we got someone really driving really fast. That's a chaser, 100% chance that's a chaser. That is a chaser if I've ever seen one. Had a cell booster. He might have had a little, what do you call it? Is it an anemometer? I don't know. Whatever you use to measure like temperature or dew point. He might have had one of those on the car. It seemed like, or she. Maybe it was a she. I don't know. But it was some kind of storm chaser there. I'd love to see this storm get its act together in the low levels, and then we'll see what it does. See if this thing can get its act together in the low levels. It's probably going to be pretty long tracked, at least for the next couple hours. And then once the sun goes down, these things are just going to run out of juice. That's just the bottom line, is these are going to run out of juice at some point. And ooh, if I'm looking at the HRRR model for tomorrow, and if the HRRR model's right, tomorrow is not going to be a storm chase anywhere. Oh, that's so sad. Well, it could be. It could be up in, like, yeah, South Dakota. You never know. Man, this storm is a mean one. I really think if this storm is gonna try to produce a tornado, it just needs help. Like it just doesn't have enough on its own. It's gonna need some kind of boost. It's gonna need a boost of some kind, and it's gonna need a boost. We'll see if it can get one or not, but I still think tomorrow does have potential. I think it does have some potential with it. Will that potential be realized? Maybe not. And the potential isn't like probably a strong tornado. I guess you never know. This is 2025 as well, so it's in 2025 it feels like all bets are off when it comes to storm chasing. You just never know this time of year, or you never know so far in this year, 2025, but the odds are that tomorrow may not quite work out. Got some scud. We have some scud there on the that does look like a funnel, guys. I'm 99% sure that's not a funnel. It's just scud. But to the untrained eye, I could see how that could really confuse you. You can see how that could really confuse somebody. If this storm produces a tornado, I would have to think that where that scud is on the right side is where it would produce anything. If it did, I don't, once again, unless it gets like a boost, it's gonna need a boost, but you never know. It could get nudged, or you just storm scale interactions. I don't think there's any boundaries around here for it to pull in, so that might be out of the question, but it could get nudged. A little bit. Wind is starting to pick up. The lightning is starting to pick up just a little bit here. So this could be an indication that our storm is strengthening. That scud looks very interesting there. I'm going to drive up the road and hope I don't lose connection here. But I'm ready to bail. I'm ready to bail south if I really have to. But that scud isn't on the ground, guys. It just looks interesting enough. I think I'm going to drive up to the top of the next hill and I just get a better view of this thing. But this is what you call this is what you would call a mothership supercell. This is what you would call a mothership. Sorry about the shakiness. Let me just get up on the top of this hill, and then at some point, guys, I don't think this is a storm that's worth getting my windshield broken over, so at some point I will have to bail out of here, because if there's a nice tornado on the ground, sure, I'll go get my windshield busted up, but I mean, for structure that I could just move back a couple more miles and see, it's not worth it. So this is the top of the hill that we're gonna want to get onto, just to look at it. And I don't think that's anything in there. I just want to get a little closer to it, because I think that I need to get a better look at this storm. I'm trying to get a bearing on like what I think. I'm trying to get the storm's bearings and kind of figure out what I think is going to happen with this sucker. And it might actually be getting rain wrapped up there in the, here we go, we'll get a view of it right here. Yeah, just scud, guys. It's a lot of scud in there. And yeah, a lot of scud in there. You know, you can see the hail over there in the distance. Look at the hail core. You can see the divide right there. But I'm going to take a couple of pictures. I haven't took any pictures of this, guys. My car got absolutely battered with mud. The storm's cold. Here's the bottom line. The storm is actually very cold, so that's its problem right now. It's a very cold storm. You can see some scud in there, but I mean, that's not gonna. That's nothing. It's not moving. It's not really rotating. So there might be a little bit of a clear slot back there, wrapping around. We'll have to. We'll have to monitor this thing, but I think I'd rather monitor this storm a little bit further to the south. So I might reposition here. Yeah, it's trying to produce something. It's got that it's got that clear slot now wrapping around. Look, you guys know on this channel, I'm always going to tell you guys what I think of a storm. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat these storms, and there's a clear slot wrapping right there, and you have a little bit of an area of interest trying to come down, but I really don't see anything happening right now. So oftentimes with these supercells on the high plains, they do tend to be very cold storms. So it can be cold. All right, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to literally turn around right here on this road. I'm going to go south, maybe a mile or two at most, probably maybe 2 miles, and then I'm going to get back into position on this storm here. So I'm gonna go south just a little bit. Look at these cool little hills. Look at that little pointy one right there on the right side of the road. But I'm gonna just get back onto the main highway, go a little bit to the south, not too far. But we're getting to the point where we can honestly we don't even have to go onto a side road. We can just kind of stay on the highway. And I don't know where Freddie went. I don't know where Freddie is. So I don't have his spotter dot, and I don't have Freddie's location I have Freddie's location on my other phone, but not the one I'm using. So if we run out of service and we really need that Starlink from Freddie, I don't know where he is, so we might run out of a little bit of luck there, but bumpy roads. Guys, before I started, I tried to start the stream about 30 minutes before I actually started the stream. I tried to start it, and oh my gosh, there's a skeeter in here. I want to kill him, but I don't want to swerve off the road while I'm trying to kill this mosquito. But I tried to start the stream about 30 minutes prior to when it actually started, and my goodness, the road that we were trying to drive on, we made a very good decision in turning around, because I'm just going to say we probably would have been spending the night out on that road if we would have kept going, because that storm was coming too, and the roads would have just been an absolute mess. So I'm going to try to pan it out here so you guys can see over there. Yeah, I'm sorry this is a bad view. I got my thingy blocking it, but this is as good as we can get right now. So my window's pretty covered up in mud there, but hey, that's not a bad view. We got a really cold storm. But hey, it's Montana. It's the high plains. This is how it usually. This is why you usually don't get tornadoes up here, because this is why you have a storm that's cold. You have a storm that gets cold, and then sometimes storms that are cold can still produce. If you have good wind shear in place, those colder storms can produce. But if your wind shear is kind of so-so, especially your low-level wind shear, a cold storm is going to have a lot of trouble. Got him, I think. I think I got this guy. I'm not sure. Oh my gosh, I'm going way faster than I wanted to go. I'm going to slow it down just a little bit there. But I'm just going to go a couple miles south here, and then I'm going to try to find Freddie maybe. I'm going to try to meet back up with Freddie, but I don't know here. He disappeared on me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find Freddie again, but this storm, we're gonna probably intercept this storm on this highway. I don't know how far east I'm really gonna want to try to go with this guy. So It's actually got a decent signature on velocity, but you guys can see the outer edge of it there on the right side. You can see the edge of it right there. There's the edge of the storm. In a few minutes, we're going to get an... I lied. I actually lied. I'm actually going more than 2 miles to the south. I'm actually going to go like 3 or 4 because I think the storm is going to look better. Eventually, this storm is going to get nudged. Now, when this storm gets nudged, it's going to have a shot to produce. Will it be enough? Probably not. Even if this storm gets a push and it gets nudged from the backside, it's probably not going to produce. But it's going to have a much better shot at producing if it gets nudged than it does right now. And like I said, guys, this thing might just be a little bit too cold. These bugs are elusive here. These bugs are very elusive. Wow, this structure's awesome, man. Wow. It's pretty nice, You guys are going to get a view of it in a second. This is a different storm chaser. This is not the one we're looking for. It's clear to the south. I don't know who that guy is. I think I saw him maybe earlier on in the stream. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, you can tell that the storm is definitely losing its supercell structure, and it's definitely losing its momentum at this point. So, I guess I'm gonna go on this road. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's go up to this hill. Let's go up to this hill. We're going to get some awesome shots of this thing. Gorgeous. I mean, just a gorgeous storm and just... I mean, flat out... Let me tighten this up here. But just flat out, that actually probably won't even make a difference. It'll still shake. But just a gorgeous storm and just flat out awesome terrain out here to chase in. This storm doesn't have a lot of lightning, actually. It's very, let's hope I can keep connection. I'm actually surprised to have this good of connection right here, but it actually doesn't have that much lightning. It's not overly electric. Lost service, so I go backwards. If I don't have service at the top of this hill, which I very well could, I might have to go backwards here. Back down. Ooh, what a view, man. What a view. But I don't have service. Shoot. Let's get a couple shots of this sucker. Oh, wait. Service. There we go. This storm's awesome, chat. This storm is awesome. It's lost all of its identity. It's still got a lot of mid-level rotation. It's not a tornado producer, but it is an awesome storm. No complaints here. Just a gorgeous storm right now, guys. I mean, this is awesome structure right here. We got the birds too. I hope I have good service. Hold on, I'm gonna look at chat in just a second here. I don't know if I'm gonna follow this thing too far. There's actually another storm behind this one as well. But A little bit of scud. Looks a little interesting in there. A little bit of scud right there. That's very interesting. It's not where any tornado would be on a storm like this, but we're much closer to it now. We're starting to get those sunset. Starting to get a little bit of those sunset colors. I wonder if we go even farther south, if we'll get some more of those nice, beautiful colors. It definitely has lost some of its structure, and I think here soon it actually might be getting ready to die, but I'm not sure, guys. I'm not 100% sure on this one. I know this ain't going to produce a tornado. I'm kind of near Baker. Guys, I'm near Baker, Montana. Sorry about that. I should have mentioned that. I'm near Baker, Montana. Thank you for we've hit over 100 likes now. We're almost to 150. I think we'd push up towards 200 maybe if we have some solid views the rest of our chase. But I will certainly say YouTube does not do this one justice. I just looked at our feed. This storm is a lot cooler looking in person. I feel like the camera sometimes with these storms just doesn't do it justice always. And this is one of those times. This is certainly one of those times where I just feel like the camera just is not doing this thing justice. Yeah, our storm has significantly weakened, though. It really has. I mean, it's significantly weakened, but hey, it's okay. Ooh, good CG. Cloud to ground lightning strike there. So I really do believe that if this storm was as strong as it was half an hour ago and it had that line nudging it, I think it could have produced a tornado. But, yeah, I mean, so the first storm that we got on today, I got on the first storm of the day, and right when I got onto it, it started to weaken. This storm got onto this one, it started to weaken. So I must be kind of a bad luck omen for some of these storms. These guys just don't want to do it at a certain point, but I'm very disappointed that I'm really disappointed I couldn't get my better stream setup working. So here's the deal. Here's what happened, okay? So I finally got it fixed again, and then my home internet keeps crashing. So here's what I need to do. I think that I need to get a different Wi-Fi router for the Wi-Fi. I'm not 100% on that one. There could be a separate issue, actually. It's very possible there could be a separate issue, but I do think I just need a new Wi-Fi router. If that doesn't solve the issue, then I'm going to have to look much, much deeper. If getting a better Wi-Fi router that can handle a little bit more bandwidth and a little bit more activity on there, if that does not work, I'm going to have to do some experimenting. Man, this structure's just, the wind is just, you can hear the inflow. Just, this structure's actually getting better, so. The structure's getting better. Whoa, this structure's like getting awesome now. Okay, this is what we're talking about here. Not a tornado producer, but talk about some nice structure. Look, if I see something like this on a chase, I'm satisfied. This might be the best structure I've seen thus far this storm season, although I'm not. I would have to go. I mean, I'd have to go back and kind of look just a little bit, but this is up there. So the storm is actually weakening, but the structure has gotten a little better. I say the storm is weakening, although it is hard to say because you do have, man, this is just getting better and better. You do have a very long distance from the radar to the, oh, that tail cloud's getting big. You do have a very long distance from the radar to the storm, so it's very hard to tell. Very hard to tell what's actually going on. Tornadoes are unusual for Montana. Yeah, yeah. You live in the South and tornadoes are as common as rain, says 7774 given. Yeah, I would have. In the South, yeah. I'm going to take, oh my gosh. What a storm! Man, sick. Okay, our storm is clearing out. Now that mid-level structure is getting pretty insane here. Guys, I might veer back. Actually, might dip back to the west. I mean, to the east, ever so slightly. I'm not sure. I might have to go back east. Sorry about the noises here. I was out there taking some pictures. I gotta snag some photos, you know. Gotta snag some of those photos. I mean, there's not much more you can ask for in a supercell, I guess. Yes, you can see. I have seen better, and yes, you can get better. But there's not a ton more you can ask for. And we'll see what happens when this line kind of bumps into it. Because that's happening right now. Kind of right now. That's kind of happening. happen. Look at this little thing. Like, we got a big inflow tail here. Look at this little thing. I'm going to take you guys out. Well, no, I'm not going to take you outside, because the second I take you guys outside, I get away from my cell phone booster, and then I lose service there. So I'm actually not going to take you guys outside, but I don't want to lose my service, but because I didn't have service, 10 feet behind me. So I have hit a good spot here, I guess, on the top of this hill. So I'm going to keep it this way. I have a good feed going here, so I should probably just let it be. I guess the only thing that could make this storm better is if the structure was just taller, but of course that would make it better. Yeah, we're getting nudged here. We're getting nudged here by this storm, so our storm is slowing down and getting nudged, and it's a little bit too cold, I think, for a tornado threat. But it's not zero. It's not zero, okay? Like, it's a little higher than zero, but it's close. It's very low. This is mainly just a structure show. If it wasn't as cold, I think that you'd have more of a tornado risk, but it's just a little bit cold. A little bit too cold. So here's the question. How far do we follow this storm to the east is what I'm kind of wondering right now. Or better yet, how far can we physically follow this thing? Because it comes to a point where you just run out of roads out here in Montana, or if you're me, you might run out of service, or actually anybody would run out of service. If you have Starlink, then you're probably doing okay. But even Starlink, once you get under these big updrafts, it'll start to not work as well. As far as roads go, hold on. Well, we actually can follow this storm as far as we really kind of want to. I think so. Yeah, and follow this about as far as we want here, and then it's getting nice structure on it. I wish we had a little bit more orange coming in here on the side, but beggars can't be choosers, right? So beggars can't be choosers. We even got a little bit of a turquoise color starting to kind of get into this thing, and I wonder how good you can actually see it on the stream, but there is a nice little turquoise color getting into this updraft here. I'm curious how big the hail is. I don't think it's that big right now. It's probably not that big. Earlier, I think it was probably at least a couple inches. It's not as big right now. Lately, Arkansas is feeling more like Washington State with all the rain that you've had. Yeah. Arkansas. You can see my windshield crack right in the middle there. Arkansas has been getting pounded, honestly, all season. Arkansas's gotten pounded all year long. I think I go a little bit east. I think it's time for me to turn around and go east. So we're gonna lose the supercell here for just a few minutes. We're gonna lose this guy for just a few minutes, and my backup camera doesn't work. Well, it works, but my backup camera is covered in mud. Like I said, you guys should have seen the road that I was on prior to starting my stream. It was well, let's just say it was a wild experience, and I'm glad I didn't go any farther because I would have been spending the night there, like I said. The other structure's gonna get it better, so I'm gonna have to follow this one east. Give me just a minute here, folks. I'm gonna reposition. Here. Give me just a moment. I'm going to reposition. We're getting out a little bit out ahead of this thing here, so we can really get a nice view of it. And I'm gonna get a little bit south. I think if we go a little bit farther south, we could get some of those sunset colors to kind of mix in behind this thing. We still have about 30 minutes of sunset to go. This guy's flying. Actually, I probably could have gone there, but we still have about 30 more minutes of 30 more minutes till the sun sets, and then of course it'll stay a little bit light after the sun goes down. But man, this structure's, they're a very nice structure here. So I'm literally just gonna go 2 miles. I'm just going 2 miles to the south. So you just give me 2 minutes and then we're gonna get onto a road. The good thing is about chasing out here is you don't have to move a lot. It's warned for a 1/4 inch hail, which sounds about right. Our storm is actually strengthening because it's getting nudged by the storms behind it. It is actually strengthening, but I'm curious if there's a little bit bigger hail in there. I'm not sure. Here in a mile, guys, in a mile I'm going to get onto a different road, probably up at the top of this hill up here. I'm going to get onto a different road. But it is dusk. It is getting to the point where it's dusk, and also this massive storm is blocking the sunlight, so it's going to look very dark outside. It's going to look service rate. No sh Alright, maybe we have actual service. I hope we have actual service now. Textbook inflow tail on this sucker. This thing is ripping now, guys. Look at that inflow tail right there. You got a scud. I wonder actually if I can get a better view at the top of this hill. So I might actually go for this. I went another half mile down the road and lost service, so I had to come back up. So just a heads up, guys, I actually will lose service again. That is gonna happen. I probably just did. Just now, of course, maybe. Look at this thing. Wow. Nice looking storm here. And no service. Oh, wait, we had some. Now I have service right here. Nice. Yeah, they're just probably looking at these storms here. So I have service at the bottom of this hill, but the second I get off that main road, it's just gone. I guess I kind of just have to sit right here, guys, and look at this thing, because I do have service down here. This isn't going to be the best view, just because we're kind of at a lower elevation, but I don't really have much else. I don't really have another place to go here, so I'm going to try to meet back up with Freddie in just a second, and I'm going to get some of his Starlink cooking here, and maybe that'll help me out a little bit. But you know, this thing it's starting to strengthen quite a bit here. Got some lightning starting to pick up now. Actually, a lot of inflow starting to pick up. It does make you wonder if this is going to try to produce a tornado. I mean, like I've said all along, I mean, it's going to be tough, but, you know, maybe, right? You never know. You never know, but no, I mean, there's just not, I don't think there's just enough low-level rotation getting going here, but to make that happen. We're not going to sit here for too much longer here, guys. All right, I think that's Fred. I think Freddie's over there, so we're going to try to reunite with Freddie, and we're going to actually steal all of his cell service. So if I disconnect for a few minutes, it might be because of that, but I'm going to try to run it with just... I'm going to try to run it with just the Wi-Fi and see what happens, but we're about to lose, probably going to lose service again here, so. Right now, I don't see an imminent tornado threat, even though it is getting nudged and it is strengthening. gosh, I have service. I have some service right here. Oh my gosh. Praise the Lord, I have some service. That's awesome. Man, some of these rock formations out here are pretty cool. If you keep going south on this road, there's actually some really cool rock formations that I almost stopped at earlier just to check them out. But you got some really cool rock formations out here. Like, look, there's one right here on the left side of the road. That is a rock. That's not a building. It's a rock. Just chilling. You have these cool rock formations. Medicine Rocks State Park. That's awesome. I bet that's awesome. Medicine Rocks State Park. I can see them all. Like, there's all these crazy rock formations. I'd love to come visit. Me and Freddie had talked about, hey, if tomorrow's chase is up in this area, where we do some hiking and some visiting. Stuff of that nature. But man, those are some, look at that. It's a rock. It's literally just a rock. It's just a rock. It looks like a castle. It almost looks like a castle or something. But they're just like, those are some of the coolest rocks I think I've ever seen. It's pretty cool right there, especially with a storm right in front of it. I've seen that guy only 5 times today. Oh man. There's our storm. You know, just blah. So. Oh, man. Looking at the southwest flank of this supercell right here. There's also some supercells down by Rapid City. I don't know if I call those supercells, but the storms down by Rapid City almost never seem to do much of anything. From my experience of seeing storms down there. Well, I've never chased down there, but every time that there's storms near Rapid City, South Dakota, I just feel like they never actually end up like producing tornadoes. They're usually big structure fests and big hail, but tornadoes is just few and far between, I feel like. Here we go. Here we go. It's going to get dark soon. I probably won't. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to chase this into the night. So, I mean, it's starting to get a little darker, but we definitely have a good 45 minutes to an hour that we can squeeze some daylight out here. So, I definitely think that... definitely think that we can squeeze some daylight here out of this. Oh gosh. Okay, now I'm looking at the storm again. It's still very interesting. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Now you guys have a few bits. We'll have to make sure nothing tornadic happens in there. But wow, look at that. Look at that. Heard of what? No. Oh my god. See how many there? There's like 30 of them. I'm not chasing this in the dark, probably. But dude, this ledger is happening. It's like actually trying to produce. See that? It's actually trying to produce right there. No, it is. It's trying. It's trying right there. Look at this one right there on the right side. It's not tight, but it's trying. Plant right here, right now. It's trying for a while. There was been some. No, I saw the conclusions, but was it really trying that hard? Yeah, I'm still streaming. No, how many deer were there? Like 30 of those? Probably just shy of 30, I would say. Dude, I'd love it if we had a radar that was like 100 miles, like less than 100 miles. I know. Well, dude, it's got the storm like over here and it's over here. I mean, you're right. It's slow. It's rotating, right? Yeah. It's got a few things going to it. It's just, this is why supercells, you just don't produce tornadoes. They just get very cold. And when your supercell's cold, you get like really high shear and like overcome that. You have good shear, but not like anything. Like that storm in Texas. We're talking about the one last layout earlier on the mountain. It's really cool. I don't know. What are you talking about? It was a river that there was a baby before that. No. It was like Oklahoma Beach. Oh, we chased that. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking. It's just like. Florida was like 2 days. We had Florida because then we switched and we came back. Yeah, we switched and we went back down. Then we can't just get into the first. Yeah, that's. Wait, am I that night? Because it's actually trying to produce a tornado. That's a it's wrapped up in rain. I live on the left side. It's actually like just call that's the ender. That's how we call it. Maybe. I don't know if we have roads to follow, but there's a little bit of rotation right there, chat. I think Freddy's gonna shoot up in there and see what's going on. I'm not going to. I'm just gonna stay back. But a little bit of rotation up in there somewhere. there's about 40 deer. There's literally 40 deer in the field over yonder. So I'm not gonna mess with that. Not messing with that one. But yeah, this storm is just very grungy and just very, very cold and grungy and cold. And that's what it is. Getting some big time wind now. I don't think this has insane wind to it, but you never know. You never know. I'd love to get east. I don't know if I have a road to do it. I may not. I don't have a road south of here to get east, but the way this storm is, let's see. I might bail in just a minute, chat. I'm just getting my bearings here on this. It's really south, so. It's really windy right here. All right, we're gonna go south, I think. Not sure, guys. I don't know how reliable this road will be. Probably not very, but. Probably not very, but yeah, I don't know if this thing is gonna produce. Maybe we just go south and try to catch some of this structure near Ekalala. Maybe we just let the storm. Maybe we just let the storm run us over. Maybe we just let ourselves get run over here, and we're gonna take. How about this? We're gonna take this. Just let ourselves get run over. I don't think there's much. The sun has now set. It's getting dark. It's almost 9 p.m. here. Mountain time. It's 10 p.m. Almost 10 p.m. Central. But. The way I would say we got 40, 50 mile an hour wind, and nothing too crazy, but Okay, here we go. Now we are getting proper wind here. Now we're getting some proper wind. A little bit of hail, but I'm not concerned about hail on this thing. A couple hours ago, yeah, it was getting big there, but yeah, the storm kind of went down in strength, and then it kind of reinvigorated, and then it kind of went back down a little bit. Nice lightning there. Yeah, I don't think we wouldn't have been able to see anything interesting if we went up in that. You can see these storms weakening here. Look at this storm. Look at our storm. I'll show you guys on the radar here. Okay, so we're just to the south of Baker, Montana, which would be somewhere up in here. But look at these storms. Just, you can see there's our storm, isolated supercell. There it goes down. Okay, it kind of weakens there, and then like we saw it really re-strengthened just to our north. And then now it's kind of weakening again. You see, look at that. See, it gets ingested in the light. It's gone. So we're going to get hit by this line here. And then after that, I really don't know at this point what to expect. But I can confidently say that we're about done here on the chase. I might leave the stream on just a little bit longer. Woo! Look at this wind. Now we're starting to get some serious wind here now, guys. The car is definitely shaking just a little bit. Car's shaking just a little bit, but nothing crazy. It's getting, you can see how dark it's gotten in the last 10 minutes. It's really gotten dark in the last 10 minutes, especially as this storm has kind of swept on over us. I do wonder if we try to get out ahead of this thing, but I'm not sure. I'm kind of enjoying, I'm honestly just enjoying just feeling the power of the storm right now. Here we go. Here's that 60 mile an hour wind that actually probably is 60 mile an hour. That sign there is shaking a little bit in front of us. Nothing crazy, but it's shaking just a bit. So I could keep following this thing, but with the way my road situation is, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Is that Freddy? That is Freddy. Where's Freddy? I might tailgate Freddy here. Oh, the power. Feel the power here. Here we go. I like the view that we had there with that grass. CG. Cloud the ground strike there. You know that the car was very dirty. I didn't get to show you guys the car. I didn't want to step out of the car and totally lose my service. So I didn't get to show you guys the car, but the car was very dirty. I'll show you guys a picture of it. Before I end the stream, I'll show you guys a picture of the car. But we're getting a nice car wash here. We're getting a nice car wash here. Nice car wash here. You know, I was gonna go one of those manual car. Gosh, I can't talk. I was gonna go to a manual car wash and really get under the car tomorrow. Because of the roads that we're on, I'm sure that there's a ton of mud in my wheel wells and up on under the car. I'm sure there's a ton of mud, so I don't want the car to drive off balance, so I should probably go get that. Cleaned. But you know, maybe the mud didn't fully dry. I wonder if the mud didn't fully dry and it's kind of just coming off now in all this rain. Pretty good service right here when we get up to this next town. Once we get up to this next town, I might lose it at some point. So I might actually just end my stream. I'd rather just end the stream up here when I have service rather than drive for 20 minutes with bad service and then, you know, but I think that I'm staying with Freddy tonight. I think we're gonna split lodging, and I don't exactly know when he's done chasing. I know that he's not going to chase. I know that Freddy's probably not going to chase more than the next 30 minutes, so I don't know when exactly he'll be done, but I'm about done here. I'm going to go to this next town and hey, we're gonna enjoy some more rain and lightning, but there's really not much. But we had a great storm today. I can't be disappointed with that one. Cannot be disappointed with that one there. That was an awesome storm. Like I said, we'll take that one every day of the week. Freddie's calling me right now, actually, so let me answer Freddie here. Yo, Freddie, what's up? Hello? You there? Hello? Yeah, I'm about done chasing the storm just because there's really not roads, and then yeah. Any roads that I'm going to take will get washed out by all this rain, so I don't think it'd be a smart idea, but it is dark anyway, so I think I'm about done with this guy. It was fun for a couple hours here. It was a nice storm.
Yeah, I agree. I was actually kind of calling to see, like, where would you be down to stay tonight? Apparently there's some rooms up in
Glendive? Well, that's on the interstate, so yeah, that's not too surprising. We're now over an hour from Glendive. That's the problem.
Well, there's nothing out here, though.
Yeah, there's nothing out here. Yeah.
There's nothing in Baker. There's nothing in Allen. There's nothing in Buffalo.
Oh my gosh, so there's just nothing in all those places. That's crazy.
You have to go all the way to Rapid City, pretty much.
See, I don't know if I want to go. See, the problem is I don't know if I want to go all the way north to Glendive, but I also don't want to go all the way south to Rapid City.
That's what I'm saying.
I actually think that we can get some nice supercells up here tomorrow, depending on the morning convection and overnight convection. Yeah, I think the moisture tongue might go all the way up to like the Canada border, all the way through North Dakota and eastern Montana. Yeah. Yeah. It wouldn't be a bad call. Closer to Glendive. It also depends on where you're leaning tomorrow. I don't know where you're. Is there? Oh yeah, I did see that. Okay. Yeah, it looked like. No, it kind of looked like the kind of look of like some like more elevated-ish supercells and like kind of just a cluster. I'm not sure. I'll send you this. The HRRR. The last the 1Z goes out to 2 p.m. tomorrow, and this is what the surface pattern looks like. And you can see that I sent you some. You can see that moisture goes all the way up into North Dakota, but it's also there north of Pierre and northern South Dakota, so it could be either. I don't hate that surface pattern if you got mid-60s up here towards Glendive even in some of these areas, but then you could easily also, I guess, get down to South Dakota. So. Yeah, we got a little town. Maybe this town has something. No, because you have the interstate. You can take the interstate, at least. To like, you can take the interstate. Even if it's north central South Dakota, you can take the interstate from Glendive to Bismarck. It's like 2.5 hours. And then.
The early play would be, the early play would be up in Montana anyway.
I might do that. Just, it might be better for me to do that. I'm going to end my stream here anyway. Maybe there's a motel here, Freddie, that we could just go up to the office and see if they have rooms. You never know.
Well, like here,
In this town, there might be.
there could be, or up in Baker, yeah.
That's what I was saying. I didn't see anything on I usually use Expedia, and I checked Baker, and I didn't see anything. So, but sometimes some of those smaller, like,
Too, and there was nothing.
some of those mom and pop motels don't show up all the time on there. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. And they only do, like, you have to reserve online with them, or you either have to. So I don't know if there'd be. I feel like Baker would be a great spot.
It would be if we could just find a place to stay there.
Well, it's just tough. This time of year, it's
There's a lot
tough
of
here,
Baker,
man.
So I was wondering, maybe Glendive would be the better call. Just maybe we get food, you know.
Say what?
Maybe we can get food up.
Yeah, there might be a McDonald's. There might be a McDonald's up there. Oh, actually, I know there's a McDonald's up there and stuff. I mean, Glendive is a decent-sized place, and it's on the interstate, so there's definitely going to be
There's
stuff
gotta be a
up
place
there.
open. Penny's Diner's open 24 hours.
Oh, yeah? Penny's Diner.
Southside Tavern.
Freddie ended. Oh, everybody came in from Freddie's stream. What's up, guys? How's it going?
Wait, what?
A bunch of people said you ended stream or something, and
Oh yeah, I ended my stream.
yeah.
Yeah. I sent him over to my dad, but I forgot that you were still. I didn't think you were still streaming.
Well, I'm not, dude. I'm gonna be live for I'm literally ending right now, so it's not a
I
big
guess
deal.
that's fair.
Your dad is probably gonna be live. Your dad's gonna be live longer than me. Yeah. Well, hey, guys, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We got up to 200 likes here. That's not bad for not having service the first half hour, but. You know, Freddie, my service wasn't actually that bad, like, the second half of the stream. Once we got towards Baker and then south of Baker, it was good. I don't understand why it was so bad up on that interstate. And then, like, south of Baker in the middle of nowhere, it was good, you know? But
No, I agree. I don't know why it was so trash.
yeah, but hey, guys, good night, and I don't know if I'll be in South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana tomorrow, or not chasing. Any of those 4 options could happen, but I will let you guys know maybe in a community post or something. And hope everybody has a good rest of their Saturday night. And I will see you guys next time.